Howdy folks, hope everybody's doing well this morning. Today's soap is brought to us from Cherry City Shave Products. This one here is called Gunslinger. Some of the scent that you might pick up off soap like this one here, 3-ounce variety. I got whiskey, tobacco, bay, cinnamon, sandalwood, black pepper. It's got a few, and it's a very unique scent. That's what it looks like there on the inside. For me, it does well for my nose. My nose picks it up when I'm whipping up the lather. I don't know that this is a manly scent. In other words, this is not a cologne scent. This is a manly scent. Definitely hits right up my alley when it comes to what my nose picks up and what it appreciates too. I really like this scent. I've been considering go ahead and getting the aftershave to go right along with it. But what I decided to pair it up with today was Stetson. Stetson, in my opinion, kind of falls in that same category where some folks are going to love it. Then you got the other end where some people are going to hate it. And I don't think there's a whole lot in between. It goes from one end to the other. I like Stetson. I always have. Like I say, some scents work well with my nose, some not so much. And Stetson and Gunslinger here works well. I think I'll go ahead. I've got most of this set up with the links already. I think I'll run down the link for Stetson to break down what the scent notes are. And it's kind of surprising some of the scent notes that are in Stetson. I know I didn't have any idea that that's what all was involved in this particular scent, but you'd be kind of surprised sometimes what all the scents that are made up to make a particular scent product, I guess you might say. Excuse me. Got it whipped up here. I've had this brush for a while. It's a synthetic knot. Matter of fact, it's thickened up a little bit. I might add some more water. It's a AMACK brush on Etsy. And got it whipped up in my smaller bowl. It's got grooves in the bottom, help hold the soap in there. And in my opinion, it seems like it does more to help hold the soap in there as opposed to helping with whipping up the lather, in my opinion. That's just my experience, but I know a lot of times, some people feel like those grooves help with creating a lather, and I guess to a certain degree it does because it holds the soap in place. But yeah, I added just a little bit more water. I still may do some more here in a moment. It's starting to dry out on me. Blade of the day. This Lord blade here, this one here is a platinum blade. It has this name on it, but when you unbox it, if you will, it's got this kind of wrapper on it. If you're familiar with Lord blades, this one here, it says on the wrapper in very tiny print, it says New Lord Platinum. And this packaging looks very familiar to me, and it could be that it's the same kind of font, layout and whatnot, but in other words, it may not say platinum, it may say something else, and so on and so forth, but still use the same kind of design, if you will. So in other words, I'm not so sure if this is just the same platinum blade in a different box. And I know it's really hard to tell probably on the camera, but in the packaging, right through the O at an angle, about 45 degrees, maybe a little bit less, it's got a sword through there, which I thought is a nice touch. It's a nice label. I mean, packaging, I like it. It's just has me scratching my head. Is this just not the same blade in different packaging? Anyway, excuse me, shaver of the day. R41, rose gold handle. Yes, that is beautiful. This handle looks really nice. It's too bad you can find the replacement head without a problem. Runs about 25 bucks. But you don't see the handle. Otherwise, buying just the handle. It looks really nice. Fit and finish is beautiful. No overhang. Just a beautiful shaver. I mean, it just looks fantastic. You can find these price-wise. They're all over the map. Before Christmas, the Modern Man had these... I think for $35, might have been $32. Anyhow, pretty inexpensive. I think right now the going price is $36. But I went ahead and put a link down to, in case you might say, name brand website. case there's some information that's there that you might be interested in. As a modern man, not to knock their website any at all, but in other words, they don't put all the information like a lot of manufacturers would put on their products, and so that's the reason why I linked it there. Modern Man, I can get a number of their shave gear, if you will, products, and get it shipped cheaper than what I can on, I guess you might say, here locally, here in the United States. It's the reason why I frequent it quite a bit. Parker razors, yeah, they're practically out of stock of everything Parker in the way of razors, but when they do have them in stock, typically they're cheaper than what I can get them here in the U.S., as well as even including the shipping. So if you frequent that website from time to time, you might find some awesome deals there. But boy, this shaver, it is a looker. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning, so I'll go ahead and wet my face and get started with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Christmas Pre-Shave soap here. Been waiting a moment to get to this shaver. Briefly this morning, Chris was commenting about using the R41 twist. And you'll notice the length on this handle. I'm trying to remember. I think the twist, the handle, I know it's at least 4 inches. I want to say 4.5. Maybe it's not quite that big. But in other words, if you got bigger hands and these smaller handles aren't quite cutting the mustard, might hunt down a twist if you're interested in an R41 type shaver, because that handle is quite a bit bigger. Matter of fact, it's also bigger around. It's just bigger. But anyway, you just don't see very many R41s or even the 89 twist postings, and it's a unique shaver. It's a 2-piece design. And this one here that I'm using today is the 3-piece, and like I say, it is bigger, so handle wise that is. And I think the weight is just over 3 ounces if I remember right. I think this one here is 2 1/4, pretty close to 2 1/4, so it does have a little bit more weight if I remember correctly, unless I've looked at too many razors and got my numbers all mixed up. That's very well possible. I've been looking a little bit, as well as looking for a new computer chair. This one here is not quite cutting the mustard anymore, what I'm using right now. I think I might go ahead and order one today. By the way, this is a Monday morning for me. We're on our way to a new year, and depending on how you want to look at it, it feels like we're still got 29 carrying over into 2021. It just seems that way. 2019 just won't go away. Yeah. I know I've been working from home for a while now. Well, I think it's, is it March? I think in March, I think it's been a year since I've been back in the office. And we're not expected to be back in the office until April, and that's I guess you might say, of information right now. As time goes on, that time has been moving on down the road. It just keeps on moving. The last date before that was January the 4th, and then a while back they changed it to March the 31st, basically beginning of April. And it hasn't been officially announced just yet, but every expectation is that date might move again. And I think it has a lot to do with, the fact of the vaccine rolling out, when it's going to get to, I guess you might say, the masses that would be working in our office, that they may put it off for a while longer. And then there's amongst us, down on the lower level, talking about not ever going back there. I have a hard time seeing it. That's just wishful thinking. I think they got the office space, that building that we're officing out of. The company owns it. It's been there since, well, they started building it, I think, and can't remember, I think it's 1955 or 1959, something like that. The building's been there for a moment, and so it's been paid for. I don't see them, how can you say, In other words, it's not like a downtown office or anything like that where they could possibly save money if they just had folks working out of their own homes. I don't see that happening. Now this particular head is different than, how can you say, days gone by, in that the head has changed, and the way I kind of look at it, I missed out on that particular head. I can remember when I first started wet shaving, there was a number of videos where folks were trying to get a good shave with an R41 and was running in difficulties, always ending up, you know, I guess you might say a few weepers, that sort of thing. In other words, it wasn't a pleasant shave. And this particular head, in my opinion, if you take some time and go ahead and find a blade that matches up well with it, for me, in my opinion, you can get a good shave, smooth and comfortable shave with it. It just, I think it's probably going to take just a little bit more time finding a blade that works well for you. You might get lucky and you already have one, just don't know it yet. But considering the price of this particular shaver nowadays, I can remember when I first started looking at it, the lowest price usually was around 60 bucks. And that was always a driving force to put it further down on to get list. Yeah. But I was also very interested in finding out what all the, I guess you might say, the concerns were and the reason why some folks were having such a tough time with it. But I missed out on that particular head, and I think this is the newer head, and it's not quite as aggressive as the old one. But I have shaved with some pretty aggressive shavers in the past, and I think a lot of times it's that combination of technique and finding the right blade for it. For me, I could have went ahead and went with my standby, put a Persona blade in it, or, you know, one of my others that I really do enjoy shaving with, and, you know, but this blade here, at least it was in this box. I haven't tried before, so I thought I would give it a whirl in this R41. But I am starting to wonder. I'll probably go through, after I get done with the shave, and find a moment today, look through my other Lord boxes that say platinum on them, and see if the packaging is the same on the inside, the wrapper, in other words. That's a whole another video just talking about blades alone, about the marketing schemes and whatnot. Man, this scent is good. I really like it. And if you're wondering, there's also beard products on the website too. Man, I am not kidding. It just, my nose, it just hits my nose just right. I think it's got, it's just strong enough for my nose to pick it up. I think in some cases, some of the, like a cologne scent may not always be strong enough for my nose to pick it up on a consistent basis. Even whipping it up, it's sitting down here on the counter before I even started the video. I was getting prepped up and everything, and I could just smell it coming right off of out of the bowl. From time to time, I will leave the lather in the bowl in the bathroom. I can tell you this much, this blade's not working all that well with this particular shaver though. I still have my Perma-Sharp blades sitting over here. Been using them for standbying just in case, because they're pretty good blades. They're not exactly the cheapest in the world, but they seem to work well in all the shavers. But boy, this blade's a wee bit tuggy. I leave the aftershave, not the aftershave, but the soap in the shaving bowl, not rinse it out, leave it in here. My wife will make a comment when she comes in here, and the whole bathroom smells like the shaving soap. Matter of fact, I don't know. Against the green pass with this one here. This blade's a bit tuggy. Which is kind of odd. I've used the Lord Platinums before and not had any issues out of them, but this one here is kind of tuggy. Yeah, I'm not too sure. In other words, tomorrow's shave, I don't know if I'll use these blades or not. They're just that tuggy. Some folks, in other words, I guess you might say, don't have a good time with derby blades. I've never had a derby blade tug like this one. With the grain pass was, a little touch and go to begin with. Thinking that maybe the across the grain would improve, and it did not. So it'll be interesting to see how the against the grain pass goes. There for a moment I was thinking about I just do across the grain, from the nose to the ear, from the ear to the nose, and just go that route, not do the against the grain pass because it might cause too much irritation. Maybe a little bit too tuggy. Every once in a while I'll run across a blade that's like that. Nose is itching this morning. Temperature has been all over the map. Yesterday was just a beautiful day. Spent the first hour of the day blowing my nose, but boy, afternoon was up in the 60s, low 60s. Just a really nice day. Went to the grocery store, short sleeve shirt, in other words, no jacket. Just a really nice day yesterday. And I think we're supposed to get rain later on this week. I have to say this particular knot, I don't know what the name brand of this knot is. Like I say, I've had it for a few years, but it does a good job painting, lathering. It is pretty nice knot. Nice handle too. At least for me, for what I do, it works well. For other folks, it maybe not so much, but I know for me it sure does. I don't know that this knot's even available anymore. All right, against the grain, R41. Gentle pressure. Yeah, right through, oh my. Yeah, it's pretty tuggy. Like I said, I've used Lord Platinum before and not had any issues, so maybe this is a different blade. Platinum, and maybe they've done something unique to it, I don't know. It's not always easy finding the information out on these blades. I know there's going to be a lot of stinging on this one. Boy, howdy, this blade is not too whoopee. I did get another pack of Bic Chrome. I might use it. I'm still kind of... I still remember the last time I used the Bic Chrome. I only got like part way on my cheek with the grain and had to take the blade out. And later on, I would try another blade from another box and still had the same result. And it's not quite that bad, but it's pretty darn close. Boy, I know there's going to be a lot of stinging. The alum block is just going to be tearing my face up. It's probably maybe a good thing. I remember the first time I nicked myself with the razor, and I had to use a step-dick pencil for the very first time in my life, and was not expecting for it to sting quite like it did. I mean, it was, oh, like you remember when you're a kid and you get a scraped knee and Mom pours the alcohol on your knee for the first time, and talking about lighting you up. That's what I'm thinking the alum block's going to do today. That blade was pretty tuggy. Don't know that I can recommend that blade to anybody. Even though it is a one-time use, and maybe in a mild shaver it might work better, but there's too many other blades out there that I know work better. Boy. That's one good thing about going through all these blades though, and different blades, and at least I didn't buy a 100-pack or anything like that. I think this is the only box I got. I may have gotten 2, maybe. I don't think so. I think I only got the 1 box, which is probably a good thing. Yeah, that blade's not working well for me. Here we go. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Crown King alum block complete with rubber band. Here we go. Yeah, this is probably one of those days we're using an aftershave that is witch hazel based instead of alcohol. It would have been a good day for one of those. One of these days I need to focus in on Captain's Choice Cat of Nine Tails. I need to get a hold of that. Kind of, in other words, it reminds me of snake bite. It's gonna be an eye opener. In other words, an attention getter. Now to cool the shave down. That's a good thing I got this Stetson, because it's got a cooling effect on it too. So definitely gonna need it today. It was. I'm just really shocked, you know, this blade, because I've used Lord Platinum before and never got one quite, not a shave quite like that one. That shave was no. That blade's a no-go. I always do enjoy my shaves with my R41 though. Get a blade like a Persona blade for me. This shaver works just fantastic. Go ahead and take it apart, show what the blade looks like. In case you've never seen the bottom of it, that's what it looks like there. But I don't have any weepers. It's got a lot of stinging here and there, but no weepers. And that's what it looks like there. It says Platinum, Super Stainless, Lord. It looks just like the one out of the Lord Platinum box. So I don't know. I'll clean that up. See right there, cooling moisture. Yeah, going to need it today. But this it's not. It doesn't match the Gunslinger. No, it doesn't do that. But I think it'll work well together. I really do enjoy this. This is not my first bottle by any means, but this is a relatively new bottle. For me, this is an awesome aftershave. In other words, being able to go into a store, pick out an aftershave. Besides Aqua Velva, which has been one of my favorites forever and a day. Then you got English Leather, there's Brute, and this one here. Then after that, well, Aqua Velva and In the Way of Musk also. After that, how can you say, it kind of trails off quite a bit. There's not very many musk scents that I particularly care for. But this one here, this came out in 1981. And if I'm not mistaken, I got a bottle in 81. Face feels a lot better though. I might use a aftershave balm later on today if it doesn't calm down just a bit. It's a little bit sore. Outside of no cuts, no nicks, no weepers, nothing like that. Overall, it's a good shave. Just picked out the wrong blade, huh? Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.